Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be going over our day 2 results in the monthly qualifiers. At the moment, I'm completely and mentally exhausted. We've got some really intense games coming up. So we've shown you the games against SK Gaming in round 8, and then also in round 9, Free Agents XO, who consist of Wadi, Cursed, and Yoshi. So 2 really amazing teams. I'm going to be going ahead and seeing, breaking down all of the games all together. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Right, guys, jumping into the first game up against SK Gaming. So as you guys know, we were on a team with Semantic last time, last year on Tribe as well. So he has joined on SK Gaming. They're looking like one of the best teams in Europe right now. They've played absolutely amazing so far in this current season. And the bans for this matchup were Amber, Byron, Ruffs, and Mr. P. So we banned Ruffs and Mr. P. They banned Byron and Amber. So as you can see, we kind of knew they'd go the 8-bit comp. They really like playing 8-bit on this map. So this is all about getting that mid control. And as you can see, me going down the right hand side. I do normally go down the left hand side, but I thought I'd switch it up. Colette is probably a little bit better down the right, because once you get into the grass, you can just be really aggressive with your supers. So already I do go down, but I think I'm really close to my super. Or I think I might use that. I can't 100%. I don't 100% remember on that one. So Tom's doing an amazing job keeping him back. And straight away, as you can see, I just use my super to get some extra percentage. And that is really unlucky from them. But fortunate for us that I managed to stay down. Sky wasted super there, which was a really bad play, because he was just basically guessing where it all were. If one of us maybe pops out, he probably should have used his super there, but we're able to capitalize, get him all the way down there. I just use a super to get some extra damage, and already we're 40% up. We've got the whole control of the grass, so really hot start from us. I get another super onto the save. Casey's doing an amazing, just keeping him all the way back, and I'm just in the grass here, so I'm tapping, jetting up. He's pretty much one shot. We're going to be trying to take down Sky here. So what Colettes normally do, they just use their super straight on the save. Normally try and get like one hit on someone, and then you only need 3 auto-aim shots up close to regain your super again, and then just go and keep cycling it. So now we're up so much in percentage. We've literally dominated so much of this game. So all it really is about now is just trying to keep the control, trying to keep the aggression as well. So straight away I realized there's no point really trying to get Sky down, because we're just going to feed him super. We all called to push down the left, because they weren't really going to expect that. We just completely collapsed on them. Jen's doing a good job of trying to get me weak. I do go down, but at least I got my super there. But you can see it was just cycling our deaths really well. We're going to be in control for the majority here. So straight away I take down this 8-bit turret, which is really crucial, because now it's going to take a while for Semantic to get super. He's basically one shot. He gets taken down by Tom. And again, we're just kind of ignoring a Colette. They're slowly chipping down the safe with those supers. But me and Tom are in a really good position here. Casey is going to be able to basically get Sky one shot, but as long as I'm going to get my super, we're going to be winning this game pretty comfortably. So in the end, not too much in terms of actual safe percentage we're winning this game, but in terms of control, we just completely dominated. Let's hop into the next game. Right, guys, jumping into the second game of Kaboom Canyon. So we switched out the Jesse for the Crow, because we really love Crow. A lot of people kind of meme Crow and don't actually think he's that good, but here it is in the qualifiers in a really important matchup. We're using Crow, so this just goes to show how good he actually is in the meta, especially on Kaboom and the other long range maps, as I've always said. But here, even though I'm low, I'm just pushing the enemy team back. They're both caught really low here, so not really good use of aggression from SK there. Jetton's just caught in the middle, not too sure what he was really doing there, but managed to take him down. And again, we've got grass control on this map. It's so important to try and keep this for as long as possible, so I'm just keeping it safe, trying to slowly keep these guys back. Their max speed's going to be able to capitalize on us. I think I go down, and Casey, I think, just manages to get Semantic down, which is a super important kill, because if he didn't kill Semantic, it would have been 1v3 versus Casey. But Casey does a really good job of keeping it max low. I managed to get a super on Sky, so I only need 2 more shots to my super. I use it again on Semantic to give me even more pressure, and I'm just tapping them both up. Everyone is weak on their side of things. Semantic going down the right hand side, I recognize that he basically offers 0 threat to our safe, so I don't need to deal with him. I may as well go aggro myself. So here I get a kill on Sky, and we're just going to be wasting time in the corner. See him getting some really good percentage. Sky supers in. I'm just trying to ignore him for as long as possible. I think I actually nearly managed to take him down again, but 50% up. We're just keeping the aggro, and that's the main thing with Heist. You're just going to be cycling your respawns really well, keep the aggression as much as possible. And you can see here, I think I slowly deal with Sky. Yeah, I think it just goes down here. Tom gets a nice super on the safe, and already we're up like 40% in damage. I'm going to be trying to sneak up on Semantic. I think I'm like a couple of shots from Super, so yeah, I'll just do that straight away. Don't really mind if I go down, because I know as long as my teammates are keeping the pressure up as well, I'm going to be able to respawn in time. So amazing job from KC to get in behind here. Both of them have to work and pinch him out. Tom just goes straight up again, getting some pressure. That chesty turret's like the bane of my existence right now. Just constantly healing that up. I just ignore Sky again, get that additional damage. And Sky probably needs to help to, well, they need to keep control for basically the entire game and try and get some damage. But KC does an amazing job again to sneak down that right side. And we're able to take the first set 2-0. Let's hop into the next game. Alright guys, so jumping into the first game of Siege. So they're actually running a Piper. Not many teams run a Piper on bot drop anymore. But with Mr. P banned, Piper can be pretty viable on this map. So we've gone with Jean instead. Both teams going with Jesse. The main reason for this one is because with these certain bans, a lot of teams like to go Jean, Poco, Pam, really heal spammy comps. So we do a good job of getting that first one. Semantic with the gadget. The gadget just allows Piper to get so much pressure. It's just basically a free 2k shot straight away. So it's going to be a tie and no siege. The callouts in our voice chat was basically to try and get them to get this boss and then us get the last. That's one thing we really struggle with most of the time, is that we always tend to get the bolts at the wrong time. So a lot of the times it leads to the enemy team getting the final siege boss and then just collapsing on us. So Semantic with some nice snipes again. Jesse's really annoying for me to deal with. I really haven't got the best of matchups here. Jean in the open, not too good. Probably a bit adventurous to go Jean, to be honest. It takes so long to get this turret down. Semantic doing a good job of keeping control. It's more so the Pam, if anything. The Pam's just alive for the majority of the game. I get a nice pull on Sky. We're able to get a little bit of control. So they've got 12 bolts here, but it doesn't really matter because we just want the bolts for the end. And you can see we're collecting really good. We're in such an amazing position here. I think KC just manages to go down. I managed to sneak that one. So we've got 8 bolts for the final siege. As long as we defend this one pretty comfortably, we're going to be in a good position. But the thing is, with Jean and Max and Tom was too far up, we can't really defend it that well. So the robot, because it's above 10, I believe. I don't know how much damage you did per punch. I think it's something like 5%. So literally the robot itself did so much damage. I think I rushed out a little bit too much. So yeah, I'd say this game really was on me. What we should have done is kept the control and just pushed together one lane. Don't make any rush decisions. Slowly chip them down. We only needed one bolt, but they managed to keep control for the entirety of the game. So yeah, for sure, I'll probably just, well, we probably all panicked a little bit too much. We should have literally just, even if we delayed one bolt a little bit more, we would have been able to win that round. So really unfortunate that we should have won that. We played that super well. It was just in the final moment when it mattered, just a bit too rushed. So we're going to be losing that first siege game. Really close there. Let's hop into the next game. All right, guys, jumping into the next siege game. So currently they're on set point. This is a best of 3. So this is really important for us to win to get us onto match point overall. So we switched out of Jean for the Pam. I didn't really like the Jean because it just didn't really do a lot of damage. It was just trickling people down. Whereas if you have the Pam and a Max, you can be so aggro. Pam does so much more damage and just overall control. And also with the defense, she just basically just shreds the entire time. So we do a really good job here of getting Semantic down in time, so he can't actually bank that. I do overextend it a little bit too much, but at least KC is able to get that bolt. So currently 2-1 in the next siege bot. I'm not really ever going to get a lot of damage on this push, just because it's only level 2. Tom's getting some nice shots with Jesse though. And I getting a little bit chip damage. He's got his turret again. So Sky's got super here. There's basically no way I can get out of this range, which is really unfortunate. Probably the only thing that went wrong there. Probably Casey should have waited for them to use max speed so we could avoid that gene pool. But obviously hindsight, looking onto that. So we try and let them get this siege bot, I believe. Or they trying to drop it. I think they try and drop it. So our call here is just trying to collect as many as possible. It's really important that I get this siege bolt, but Semantic does manage to take me down in time. Doesn't really matter too much because we're only 4 bolts down. If it was around 6 bolts, it would have been really hard to come back. But 5 bolts, as long as we get a couple of clutch kills when they come back after this defense, it should be alright. So nothing to note as well is we tend to always get unlucky when actually attacking. So a lot of times we tend to drop when we're actually attacking, so they can just get some flawless defenses. But Max goes really low there, which probably cost them, to be honest. Jet was going a bit too aggro. He's trying to pinch him from behind, but I feel like he should have just stuck with the Gene to heal up. There's no way he can take down a Pam. Pam just destroys Max in a 1v1 situation, and we're able to clutch up there. So another good game of Siege there. To be honest, we really should have just closed this out 4-0. Just one little error cost us from completely sweeping them, but we're able to take that game. So it's currently 1-1 in the Siege set. Let's hop into the next game. Alright guys, so jumping into the final Siege game. So it's set point for both teams and match point for us. So we've stuck with the same combo. They've gone for the combo that I spoke about in the first Siege game, the Gene, Poco, Pam. They just love this combo because it's got so much healing. It's so hard to actually take these guys down, and it's so easy to actually feed Poco heals. It's basically invincible in this combo. So I do manage, I believe, to get that bolt back for us, but we're going to be tying the first Siege again. So bot drop, I really don't like bot drop in Siege, because a lot of times it just always results in a tie in the first Siege. It's just too passive and can be really difficult. So we stuck with Jesse, obviously, to try and deal with this. We do a really good job. So again, they've collected their first bolts. We did call in VC literally straight away to let them have the early pressure. We didn't really want to push them back all the way because we want them to be getting this robot. So you can see here, they're backing off. They want us to collect the bolts, but we do a good job of bolt management here. So it's just a mind game of getting this robot. As you can see, we're just leaving these bolts in the open. Tom can collect one here, so really well played from him. It was really vital that we needed to call out when we can collect the bolts and when we can't. So here with 5 seconds, I know I don't have enough time to actually bank that. I think that was actually really close. I nearly did bank that in time, so I think I probably should have waited like 0.5 of a second to collect that. But as you can see, we're getting a really good defense here. Turret probably a bit too high up because they're able to take that down very quick. I don't have Pam turret on defense as well. We're still able to get a lot of damage with this push. That was way more than actually anticipated. Yeah, that was probably really bad defense. So if we had our Pam turret, if I saved my Pam turret for defense and then put that Jesse turret farther back, I don't think they would have got anywhere close to the amount of damage we did. So again, little things to look at that we can improve on. So here, obviously, we've definitely got the last robot. There's no way they can actually tie this. The only thing they're looking for is to not give us a level 20. They do have gene pools, so we've got to be careful of that. We've got to be basically trying to follow the gene so he can't pull a robot. So here, I've not actually watched back how it actually went wrong. As you can see here, Pam goes really aggro. I would say, if anything, yeah, I can see for sure. So they were both focusing on the Pam, and the robot obviously gets pulled out. One thing we've definitely learned there is that we should have all just ran down the right hand side. We should have just followed the Gene, because obviously if the Gene pulls the robot outside of the Ike or on the edge of the Ike range, then us inside of the Ike are just going to get targeted by the Ike and just get destroyed. So that's what went wrong. If we probably would have went down the right hand side and pushed in, we would have won that game. But really close games anyway in the Siege. Let's hop into the final set. Alright guys, so jumping into the final set, parallel plays, and to be honest, this is one of our worst maps because of how defensive it is. But we've gone for a Gene. A lot of the things we've not really gone into scrims, but we start with these players where we can just play flex brothers, in the sense that we can just play whatever is needed to throw off the enemy. And we knew they like the Sprout and the Max combination, and Gene is just really amazing on defense if he can get his super, and the combination with Max obviously is just always really good. So we do a good job there. What we need to be trying to do is keeping the BB off the Sprout. So me and KC are just going to follow around this BB for as long as possible. So they've got speed with the Max here, so Tom's doing a really good job of getting a lot of percentage. Of course, Gene just completely destroys BB in any close interaction. So his Sky goes in. Probably a bit too aggro from him. He didn't really need to go in. Jeton, he's going to get really low. He does dash in as well. Probably a waste of a dash. I feel like there was no real reason to do that. There was no way he was staying alive. And then Tom and Casey do a really good job of pushing up, down the right. So here, we're just trying to keep control of that right hand zone. We've already got the left one. Look how much we're up in percentage. You get a nice pull on Jeton. I actually fake him out with the pull. One thing you don't want to do at all with Gene is pull a Max because of the gadget. You want to be trying to basically just get a reaction pull. So try and pull as quickly as possible so they don't use that dash to go out the way. Semantic with a nice block here. So Casey actually comes back in time. There's nothing a BB can really do. They need to get a lot more pressure on us. The left hand side. Skies goes really low, but he's just running in a straight line into Sprout shots. So eventually he's going to get chipped down. Probably need to do a little bit better trying to juke some sprout shots. So we're able to take down the Max as well. And you can just see the amount of pressure that we're going to these guys. You can see we don't like the aggro playstyle there. So SK Gaming are probably the most passive team. Well, they are the most passive team by far. They have really good synergy and just a really calm and patient team. But the way we're playing was playing really aggro in their faces, not letting them play their own game. And we're able to take this zone really low here. I'll just get a pull on Semantic to make sure he gets taken down. Another gadget to the BB, and there's nothing they can do. Completely dominate inside of that hot zone game. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into the next hot zone game. So you can see we've gone for a wild combination here. We knew that they were going to switch to something like a Gene. We were going to keep the Sprout as well. They love their Sprout and Gene combination on this map. So we just went all in. We've never played a combo like this on this map, but we called it. I said we should go something aggro. They don't expect it. Teams don't expect us to go aggro. We're not that type of team normally. So we went with that. So Poco and BB, it's going to be so hard for enemies to actually deal with this. Got to think of it as like a worse version of Byron with the Poco. You can just basically sit behind the BB and just heal constantly. Get a nice heal off there. Tom's BB ball somehow doesn't kill Sky there, but the Poco, there's just nothing they can do with the Poco. I'm getting so much value with my supers. So these guys are both low here. I'm able to get the Gene down. Max is somehow missing me. No idea how. That's really, really crucial. If he would have got me down, I feel like they could have actually came back in this game. We're able to stay alive long enough for Tom to come up. So Tom's just going to body block. I've got another gadget for him. He's not dying anytime soon. Max runs into BB's face. Probably not the play again. They need to work and chip me down. But probably a little bit too aggro again. I'll get us another super. There's nothing they can do. We're just completely dominating inside of this one. Jetting again. Going a bit too aggro. Can't take me down. I'm just cycling supers over and over again. Going to be getting this one. So we haven't got our home zone. That's really rare on this map to get the enemy side rather than your home one. So I'm just doing a really good job of being annoying. Tom is going to basically counter the Sprout because of how long it takes him down. But it being our defensive lane, it's going to be really hard for him to pinch out. I'm currently blocked out, but Tom's doing an amazing job of just getting a load of time. Sprout will probably messing them up a little bit, and we're able to finish it off. So actually winning the series 2-1. Star player Poco, you love to see it, but GG's to SK Gaming, an amazing team, and I look forward to seeing them in the monthly finals. So that's going to be SK Gaming. Let's hop into EXO. Alright guys, so jumping into the first gem grab game against EXO free agents. So we went for a bit of a different combination. Again, we don't really ever go Mortis inside of gem grabs, so we tried to go something a bit fruity. The bans were, I think Amber was in play. I think the bans were Mr. P, Ruffs, and Baron. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those were bans. As you can see here, they've got a really good combo. When Mr. P's not in play, Gene is going to be amazing. And that's the kind of meta we strive for with banning Mr. P. It just allows for so many different combinations to be played because of how annoying he is. So they do a really good job, basically, the way they should be playing. We didn't really expect them to go this combo. We expected them to maybe go an aggressive brawler as well. The Gene's just got to stick with the Max the whole time. It can be really hard to push a Gene and a Max together because Gene's got his knockbacks and obviously his pulls as well. So they do an amazing job of just focusing on KC, getting him down as soon as possible. Tom's just going to be going aggro. So it's down to me to really get my max speeds in the middle and just constantly get the synergy between KC's super and my super. Because as everyone knows, Rosa with super is just basically invincible. Tom just trying to get down those Gene gadgets. Once Gene has no more gadgets, Tom can actually do a good job. But secretly, Gene is actually pretty good against, well, he is really good against Mortis because it does 1.5k damage per shot. That's basically free shotting Mortis up close. So Tom taking down YDE here does a good job to stay alive. And KC and Tom are both really low, trying to get some pressure up. Tom does a good job of the bats. Takes down YDE again, but Curse is just going to stay alive in time. So I've got another speed working up here. Tom does an amazing job of getting down to Max. He's playing really, really well here. I'll speed up KC. He's going to be sneaking down this left-hand side. But it's just unfortunate with Rosa. They're just doing amazing. They're just countering her, just sitting together, making sure that they can't really do too much. Tom gets pulled there, and it's unfortunate that Tom had 2 gems. He was obviously stuck between 2 mines. What he could have done there is play really passive and maybe collected a few gems, but that can be really bad in the long time because you don't really want the gems as a Mortis. It was just unfortunate that he had some gems and he does get taken down there. So if we do take the first game of a gem grab, It was a really close game, to be honest. We probably maybe could have snatched it. It was a 50-50 game, but that's going to be the first one. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, jumping straight into the next game. We've switched to their combo, which just felt like that comp is so good. It can basically deal with everything, even like an 8-bit Sprout. Sprout is in play, and that's a really popular choice on this map, but it still does really well against that. So straight away, we call out. We can't allow a Rosa to push up, especially in our bush, because it can take so long to get Rosa out. So we need to just focus on her. We get a call out again that the Rosa is down the right hand side. So me and Casey straight away just going to run straight into Cursed, which is really good. I believe Tom's done an amazing job of cycling his supers. The way he's just going to play Sandy is just play his walls as long as possible, try and get that good cycle going. So already 5 gems up. And Tom doing an amazing job of keeping positioning. So they've gone for this combo because it should really, I won't really say hard counter us, but it can lead to a good matchup. Tom with another gadget there. We're already 7 gems up. They've only got 1. But my gene pool really can't do too much. So we're going to get the pull on YDE. It's not going to do too much because Yoshi times his super greatly. Curse wastes his super there. But Rosa really isn't the best without max speed. It's really hard for her to do too much. I get a nice kill on YDE there. I do use my super here just to precaution, just make sure that she's actually dead. It looked really stupid, but I knew if we got that Rosa down, we're going to be able to get the 10th gem really easily. So I didn't mind just absolutely wasting my super as long as we 1,000,000% got that kill. So me and Tom do get slowed down there, but Curse is just going to get completely deleted. And there's basically not a lot these guys can do. Actually, no, there is. They can get me down really easily. I'm trying to run away. And they nearly actually managed to kill me. So that's going to be the second game of the first set. Let's hop into the final game of the set. All right, guys, jumping into the final game of Gem Grab. Both teams with the mirror matchup. And this is just a sense of skill about it. But at the same time, the Sandy interactions can be really annoying. Sandy as a brawler with that super is just so annoying. But Waddy plays an amazing Sandy. Probably the best Sandy in the game because of how patient he is with Sandy. He just sits behind the wall, tries to get the grass, tries to be annoying with Tom. So straight away, he gets into our grass. Typically, a Sandy... I think, yeah, Sandys do normally go left, but he went with the other lane this time. He went down there right, which we don't typically see Sandys. So he actually manages to win the Sandy 1v1 there while he's just playing really patiently around the wall. We're trying to pinch him out. We really need to pinch him out, but you can see he's just been so annoying. They've got so much pressure, but Tom is going to be doing the exact same to them because we can't really get hung up on trying to get Waddy out. Tom has to do the same to them. So Casey does an amazing job of getting him low there. Does actually survive the pull as well. Curse probably a bit too aggro with the pull. Probably should have just saved that. Casey eventually goes down. I think Tom goes down as well. So not in the best spot right now, but I'm just going to be holding my pull, waiting for my teammates to come up. So playing it patient, still only 3 gems left for us to get before they can get countdown. Casey, again, really good aggro. He knows if he gets his super, he can just get my healing, and we're going to be getting control there. So I believe Tom is pretty close to super here. Should be close to getting it. I go for the blind pull there, just barely missing Cursed. I really thought I was going to hit that, but I just mainly did that for pressure again to force him in the grass still. And we amazingly managed to clutch up there and just run into his face. While he sneaks in behind, I feel like that could have been an okay play, but because of how much pressure we had in mid, I felt like it's a bit too adventurous to go into our spawn. If he'd have just stayed with his teammates, I feel like they would have probably won that game. But him going into the spawn just led us to just completely pressure onto Curse there. But Tom does a great job of staying alive, and literally one shot of Sandy is able to keep him alive. So that's a really clutch moment there. Some really intense games, and honestly, all of these games could have gone either way. So definitely some really well played games here. I'm going to take Yoshi down. Just need to get 1 kill to basically confirm the win for us. So that's going to be the first set going towards us. But as I said, that 100% could have gone either way. Let's hop into the second set. All right, guys, jumping into the second set, which is GG Mortuary, the map that every single pro player hates. But you can see by our combos, Amber's really good here, but Crow is amazing as well. Crow actually serves to a really good counter to Amber because he can outrange her for the majority of the time. And we knew they would go Amber, so Casey, again, he's just going to break up this site because that's where Amber wants to just sit behind, especially if she's using the Wild Flame stop out. She can just sit behind and just get a super for free. So as you can see, we're going so aggro here. I don't think I've ever played as an aggressive max as I have. I can go Colt sometimes, but Casey's an amazing Colt, and I'm slowly improving as max. So Yeah, we're just going to comfortable brawlers here. Tom with a good jump in to get some pressure. Even if he gets no kills, just literally poisoning him as a crow is going to make him heal up much worse. So here they do speed. And even though I've got 1v2 here, I'm just going to be keeping aggro as much as possible. Get the speed on Tom. And even though I'm low, I'm just keeping the aggression up. Because in Heist, even if you die, you're going to be respawning with full HP. And you can just get the kills easily. So as long as you're actually getting some damage with your death, it's going to be right. So Cuz tries to get some good damage on us there. Tom with a really nice jump onto YDE, able to land, connect, and get the kill. Just super important. Tom actually gets out with his life here. I believe I'm pretty close to speed. So again, I'm using supercharged to give us as many speeds as possible because we're going to be trying to get advantage of that. So I get speed again. I don't really mind it going inside of a fire here, so I'm just going to run across. I do probably waste that dash there. I thought Yoshi was going to be more aggressive there, but as you can see, I've worked my way over with Tom. YD's going to go in there, but we don't really mind because we're going to be winning this interaction here. So I'm just going to try and get as much damage as possible. Yoshi goes down. Tom, really nice jump onto the safe. We're able to get even more damage. I'm just being annoying for as long as possible, trying to stay alive. Casey again, just going up. I don't think he wanted to deal with a YDE because he would have just basically wasted his time running around the walls, so he just runs up as well. And Colt does a lot more damage on this safe, I believe, than an Amber. So they've got a max speed and an Amber, but I'm just going to run into their faces instead and get that early death. They really didn't expect me to just run into their face and get that respawn. They probably expected me to rush back, but Tom and Casey, they're playing absolutely insane in this game. We're able to clutch up inside of that one and take the dub. Let's up into the next game. Alright guys, jumping into the next game of Heist. So we've kept with the same comp. There's not really a lot that can deal with the aggression of this combination, so we're going to be keeping they've actually mirrored as well. As I said, not really much you can go, especially when Mr. P's banned. If Mr. P was in play, probably could go Mr. P against this combo. We really can't, but as you can see, I'm already in their spawn. I'm not taking any prisoners inside of this game, just running straight for their safe, and they have to deal with my aggression. So I've managed to sneak in here, and as I said, a lot of the time it's just all about time wasting. They have to send two people back for so long to actually deal with me. Curse actually manages to get more damage, but just the pressure overall is just much better on our side. So YD pushes up, but I say I've got speed. Let's just run away from YD because we don't have to deal with him at all. He does no damage as a crow. So again, I feel like that was a bit poor positioning from YD. Probably should have tried to, well, they should have worked to pinch together as a team, but we just ignored that with the max speed and able to dash off straight away. And you can see we just completely melt their safe. So again, with a max speed, we're just going to be running into their faces. So that's how you play max. A slow from YD there, but doesn't really do too much. I feel like you should have maybe saved a gadget to try and get two people or not, but Tom's doing an amazing job of wasting time. YD with a jump, but he's going to get taken down. I use max speed to keep the aggression here. I do dash into Curse in just one shot, but they're both really weak, so they can't really afford to just sprint on in here. Casey just running down that left hand side, keeping the pressure. I've got speed onto Tom. So again, I'm just going to be running straight away up the map as quickly as possible. I know that, well, I didn't know that Casey would be able to just clip them like that. That was absolutely insane. Yoshi's really low here. Tom manages to stay alive, so that's really well played. 45 seconds left. So here, it's just all about time wasting. We can't give them an opportunity to get a lot of damage on the safe. So what I'm saying in this, well, what we're all saying is just to keep the aggression up, keep going in over and over again, because they can't ignore us. They have to come back and take us down. Also, just going to be conceding even more damage. So 25 seconds left, we're up 70%. So as long as we don't get fully team wiped together, we should be able to take this dub. So really nice jump again from Tom to get a kill on Cursed. I've got a super. I'm just going to be running straight into their spawn. That's basically going to be GG's for us. So we're going to be able to take the game against Cursed, YD, and Yoshi both. Well, all really good players. I'm good friends with literally all of them. So really amazing job. We're the two teams that were left 8-0, but only one team left to get 9-0, and that was us. So as you can see, some really intense games. I'm literally out of breath commentating on these, but when I talk about how mentally draining these qualifiers are, they're crazy draining. 9 rounds against the best teams in Europe. Europe is so competitive. Any team, well, not any team, but like the top, probably like 32 teams, honestly can take a best of 3 against the top teams because of how competitive it is. and we're able to come up 9-0. So clutching up, proving all the doubters wrong. A lot of people wrote us off for these qualifiers for some reason. A lot of people saying we can't compete with the best teams in the world anymore without Semantic, and that we badly need trade. But you can see the team synergy just insane inside of these games, able to prove the doubters wrong. But that's going to be the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.